Before the Battle of Stones River, a Confederate cavalry brigade made the Union earn every mile. This is the story of Wharton at Nolensville. In the rolling hills just south of Nashville, near a crossroads called Nolensville, Confederate cavalry under General John Austin Wharton made their mark on the war's shifting front lines. It was late December 1862. The Union Army, under General Rosecrans, was pushing south from Nashville toward Murfreesboro, preparing for what would become the Battle of Stones River. But before that major clash, the roads ran through Nolensville, and that's where Wharton's brigade came in. Wharton, a Texan by birth, was not your average cavalryman. He was aggressive, fast-moving, and knew how to use terrain. His brigade, mostly Texans and Tennesseans, were hard-riding men who lived in the saddle. They didn't wait for orders to fight. They looked for opportunity, and Nolensville was just that. On December 26, 1862, as Rosecrans' columns began their advance out of Nashville, Wharton was positioned between the Federal movement and Bragg's army, serving as a forward screen. The Union's right wing, McCook's corps, was advancing directly toward Nolensville. Wharton saw a chance to delay them. That morning, Wharton's brigade struck the lead elements of Union cavalry and infantry near the Nolensville pike. The Confederate horsemen weren't there to win a pitched battle. They were there to harass, scout, and stall. They hit hard, disappeared, and struck again. Guerrilla tactics, smoke, speed, and suddenness. Union forces under General David S. Stanley, including the 4th U.S. Cavalry and some Ohio and Indiana regiments, advanced methodically, clearing the roads. But Wharton didn't make it easy. The fighting near Nolensville became a series of sharp skirmishes, exploding gunfire from fence lines, quick ambushes from tree lines, and small pockets of resistance that forced the Federals to deploy, slow down, and reconsider each bend in the road. This wasn't a full-scale battle. It was chess on horseback. Wharton's men tore up sections of road, burned fences, and used every barn and rock wall as cover. Their aim was simple: buy time for Bragg to complete his realignment at Murfreesboro and draw the Union into a battlefield of his choosing. Time, more than territory, was what Wharton needed to buy. By December 27th, Union pressure grew stronger. Stanley's cavalry finally pushed Wharton back from Nolensville toward Tryon, but Wharton had done his job. He didn't stop the Union army, but he slowed it, and in war, delay can be just as valuable as destruction. Wharton's actions at Nolensville weren't glamorous, and they're often left out of the headlines, but they mattered. His brigade acted as the eyes, ears, and claws of the Confederate right wing. Their mobility and knowledge of local geography allowed them to strike fast and retreat even faster. Wharton, for his part, earned growing respect from Bragg and later from other senior Confederate leaders. His success at delaying Union advances in Middle Tennessee showed how small units could exert outsized influence in a theater where every hour of delay mattered. For the men in Wharton's brigade, Nolensville was just another cold, muddy stop in a brutal campaign. But to the war planners in both armies, it was a minor yet meaningful moment in the long chess match leading up to one of the most brutal meetings of the war, Stones River. Nolensville today is quiet, a small town with churches, cafes, and no echo of war. But in December 1862, those fields were churned by hooves and musket fire. The men who rode with Wharton that week didn't win the war, but they made sure the enemy had to fight for every step, and in doing so, they played their part in shaping what came next.